Hello boys, girls, and everything in between. My name is Rhetoric Gaming. And in this video, I wanted to bring up some educated, or, as it turns out, not so educated speculation on what we very well may be receiving when it comes to Fallout 4's DLC and the new announcements made by Bethesda. So, first I'm going to tell you my theory, and then I'm going to back it up. My idea is that there will be, in total, 9 DLC packs for Bethesda's Fallout 4, 6 minor DLC packs, and 3 major DLC packs. And to quickly shut down any aggressive Obsidian fans out there, no, Obsidian will not be assisting in any of them, unless something big changes. After all, Obsidian stated on social media that it's really touched that its fanbase wishes to see them assist in the IP, but as it stands out, they're not going to be they're working on other things, and Bethesda hasn't extended an offer out to them. Why is that relevant? Because, unfortunately, some very aggressive New Vegas fans love to make everything fall out about Obsidian. Alright, so what do I think, and why do I think what I think? The Season Pass's increase in price came with that announcement from Bethesda. Along with the announcement of the first batch of DLC, Bethesda quotes, and more important, this is only the beginning, we have plans for more than $60 worth of new Fallout adventures and adventures throughout 2016. The Season Pass increased from $30 USD to $50 USD. That's where the almost $60 comes in. Now, that alone lets us know that Bethesda will be at least giving us, say, 5 or 6 DLC packs, but I'm a bit more of an optimistic guy. So, let's look at the first batch of DLC packs. We've got Automatron, Wasteland Workshop, or as I like to call it, Perf Fallout, Perf Fire 2.0, or Perf Plasma, pick your poison, and Far Harbor. So, Automatron's price was $10 USD, using roughlies here. Wastefire Herf Shop clocks in at about $5 USD, and Far Agrabah sails in at about $25 USD. So, to keep the running tally here, the first batch of DLC is $40 so far. But then again, as I said, I'm an optimistic kind of guy. And there's a reason for that. Automatron and Wasteland Workshop are definitely lower in price and lower in size than Far Harbor. Now, Far Harbor is what I call a major DLC. But hold on, let's look at some other Bethesda games here to bring in a little bit of scope. Until recently, they all followed a pattern with their DLCs, unique to their IP, sure, but similar enough across the board. Fallout games would always have 3 expansions. For Fallout 3, that was Pit, Anchorage, and Lookout. Or, as I like to call it, we're Slaver Dicks, we're Outcast Dicks, and look mum, cannibalism! So, New Vegas had, we have a Vault, we have a, oh shit, we blew that up. I have third degree burns, and I have a brooding personality and inferiority complex when it comes to Career 7. Yeah, that one had 4, what of it, it's an Obsidian game anyway, it doesn't count. Elder Scrolls, however, followed a rule of 1 minor, 2 major. Oblivion had overly expensive, optional, not necessary to the game DLC, or simply put, in plain language, Force Armor DLC. Knights of the 9-11, which, by the way, was possibly the coolest expansion I have ever played. And Isles of the, everyone is cold and not cold enough to put on a jacket just yet, so they just sit there shivering. But Skyrim had We Hate Twilight, We Hate Volcanoes, and Hearthland Work Stop. Morrowind was a little bit different when it comes to all these. Its expansions were Dude, Where's My Wolf, and Tribunal. What? I don't have anything for that one. And, funnily enough, its modding tools, actually. Which, normally, definitely wouldn't count, but given its time and the fact that it was the game that set Bethesda games up as highly modifiable, it definitely includes B here. And, if you don't count that, it actually had some official plugins with it, which included free minor DLC. Yeah, didn't expect that, did you? Either way, with that Fallout franchise, while being under Bethesda's license of course, having free DLCs, that sets its norm up as a short-lived free. So let's say that's 3, not a giant leap to do so, when you include Elder Scrolls as an example. 3 being the norm, let's take a small leap of faith and say that's 3 major DLCs. Given that all of Fallout 3's expansions were hardly minor. Even Anchorage, which was smaller than the rest, and it was a small questline, but it was a really big battle and very important to the lore. And that DLC had some replayability to it, man. The 3 major DLCs then get divided into 3 batches and have extra DLC added in to fill the batches up. Bam. As I said, bit of a leap of faith. However, before signing off, I have this to say. It's more possible that we'll get 6 DLCs, but not 9, given that more stacked evidence toward it, but so far, the announced DLC is going month by month. With Automatron released in March, Wasteland Workshop going to be released in April, Far Harbor set to be released in May. With that month by month plan in place, it's not too much of a stretch to say that this is going to be a DLC a month for the rest of the year, which actually equates to 10. But the final one is of course December, and Bethesda does take that off for holidays, so it could be that final month is going to be used for holidays, or it could just be set there for possible delays that may occur, or even just problems that may occur in the development line. So, let's just call the count, let's leave the count at 9. It's admittedly generous and still is actually asking quite a bit of Bethesda to release that much for Fallout 4. The 6 makes more sense. But it could be, and what's the point of speculation if we can't go a little bit crazy with it? Either way, I'm excited to see what happens with this DLC. Automatron has set a very good standard for us to hone our expectations on. After all, it added another framework to the game, just like the power armor, settlement, the armor smithing, and the weapon modifications that are available in the base game. And yet this time you get to create your own robots, customize your own robots, set them up as companions, has its own quest line that's actually pretty damn fun if you play it as like Silver Shroud, especially if you play it as Silver Shroud I should say. And it has a bunch of Radiant quests at the end to get you more robot parts, which is pretty awesome. So, this has been Rhetoric Gaming. You know the drill. Facebook, Twitch. Catch you next time.